What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Joe's RC Garage. If this is your first time visiting the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing as we do everything RC related on this channel. This week we're going to upgrade the Axial Scx-24. I have the brass front and rear diff covers. I got the brass steering knuckles and the hex extenders. I got the roof rack from Extra Speed. We have the aluminum front bumper with the shackles. So these parts will give it some performance and will definitely give it some scale look. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and start with the brass steering knuckles and the hex brass extenders. So we're going to start off by removing the steering link. And then the steering knuckle has a top and a bottom. It takes a 1.3 millimeter hex. I don't have anything smaller, but fortunately the set does come with its own tool. And we're now going to remove the steering link on it. Once the steering knuckle is removed, we're going to remove the hex. We're going to have to, this stub axle is going to go right back on your brand new steering knuckle. Don't forget it has a little pin, so you're going to need that pin, so don't lose it. And once the pin is out, the stub axle will come out. And don't forget the two bearings on the steering knuckle. So another thing to note, these things don't come labeled, so you want to make sure that it's angled off exactly how your stock one is. So you can see, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's angled off. So you just want to make sure the one you're grabbing is also angled off. Then you're going to go ahead and put your stub in there, two bearings and that little pin. Completed the knuckle. You're going to slide the shaft up into the groove of the axle. That little pin in there, so be careful not to lose that. If you have any doubt about the stub axle with the new steering knuckle, if you put it on right, you just turn on the car, make sure it spins with the pin, and that looks good to go. So the kit comes with these little spacers on the screws. You're only going to use the screws, 2 for each knuckle, and you're going to use the same steering link screw that's already on the Jeep. Putting on the brass spacers, just go into the groove. I did break a screw on the steering link, so I over tightened it, so not a big deal, but just beware when you're screwing these things in to be very careful because they are very thin screws. So this was the screw that I broke. It's the ball joint looking screw, but I found a little replacement hex screw that I had there laying around, and it doesn't really have the same bite that the other one has. That one's a little looser because of the ball style joint in it, but it'll work for now until I find another replacement. So far so good. The brass knuckles are on and the brass hex extenders are on as well. Gives it a little bit wider, so I can feel a slight difference in the front or in the weight already. It's still light in the back, so we're gonna put the bumper on now and let's keep it going. Now onto the front bumper. So you just assemble the two shackles and this little pin right here. Flip upside down. Take out these 2 screws right here. With the 2 screws removed, this little bracket comes out, and then we're taking out the lights. With the LEDs removed, now we can push the bumper onto the bracket, and to get the most clearance as possible on the vehicle, we're going to put it on the first slot to give it as much clearance as possible. So bumpers on, and onto the brass diff covers. Should have 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The kit does come with some chrome stainless steel screws. I think I'm gonna leave the black screws in it. We'll see if they're the same. Once you remove the 6 screws, don't forget to take out the bearing. So it's 6 screws in total. The bigger screws, they go to the top of the diff cover. And don't forget, like they said, don't forget the bearing. And we're going to do the same thing for the back off camera. So I really like how it looks with the black screws instead of the chrome screws. Either way, you really can't go wrong. But definitely, it's coming. I like how it's coming along. On to the final step, the roof rack. And here it is, complete, all 5 upgrades on it. Roof rack's complete. Steering knuckles, diff covers, brass extenders, front bumper, and roof rack. Overall, I'm super happy with the scale and performance of the upgrades. The only con being that the brass extenders do give me a little bit of body rub, but the performance is good enough, so it's not a big deal. Really happy with the rig. It's really pulling me towards a big 110 scale crawler, and I didn't think a bashing guy like me was going to enjoy this rig as much as I do, so it's definitely on my radar to add to the collection. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you next week.